Hello, I am Josh Gardner, Technical Services and Training Manager. Today we're going to be installing a natural gas to LP conversion kit on this 110 heat-only boiler. To perform a natural gas to LP conversion, you will need the following tools and components: an adjustable wrench, a T40 torque screwdriver, Phillips head screwdriver, a flathead precision screwdriver, 10mm wrench, combustion analyzer, the conversion venturi, new rating label, and the 110 and 155 acoustic foam. First step is turning power off to the boiler. Shut the gas supply off to the boiler. Move your control panel off to the side. Disconnect the power wires and grounding wire off your gas valve. Remove your intake tube. Remove the intake air fitting and coupling. Then rotate it towards you and then pull it off to the side. Then remove the adapter. Next, we're going to remove our gas pipe from the gas valve to the venturi. This is where you'll be using the adjustable wrench. Now note there are gaskets in these fittings, so when you remove it, place your hand underneath to make sure you catch those and you don't lose them. If they are damaged, don't worry. There's 2 extra gaskets in the accessory pack with the boiler. Now from here, we'll remove these 10mm bolts from the venturi and remove it from the fan. Set these bolts off to the side where you'll be reusing them for the new venturi. Once you remove the 3 10mm bolts, you now can remove the venturi. Now you can install the new LP venturi. Before you place it on the fan, inspect the O-ring to make sure it doesn't have any dirt or debris on it. Then install the 3 10mm screws. Once reinstalling the bolts, do not exceed 35 inch-pounds of torque because you could strip out the threads in the fan. If you don't have a torque wrench, this is snug and about a half turn. Next, what we need to do is remove our outlet 90 in the gas valve so we can gain visual access to the throttle inside the gas valve. To make an adjustment, that way the boiler will light off when we go to fire it on the propane. Once the outlet 90 has been removed, we can now gain access to the throttle inside the outlet of the gas valve. When set up for natural gas, this throttle is approximately 30 to 40% closed. With propane, we need to ensure that this throttle is fully open. Use your precision flathead screwdriver and turn counterclockwise until all the white has disappeared, ensuring that the throttle is fully open. Now we can reinstall the outlet 90 and gas pipe to the venturi. Now we are going to reinstall our outlet 90. Before doing that, inspect and clean, if necessary, the O-ring on the fitting, and also inspect the face of the gas valve, ensuring there's no debris. When reinstalling these screws, ensure that you do not exceed 35 inch-pounds of torque. If you do not have a torque wrench, screw down snug and then give it a quarter turn. Next, we're going to reinstall the gas tube from the gas valve to the venturi. Make sure you install your gaskets in between the nuts. And pipe dope is not necessary for this reinstallation. All right. This is where I gotta put everything in. When tightening these nuts, ensure not to exceed 15 inch-pounds of torque. Now we're going to reinstall our air inlet assembly. First, you want to put on the air boot adapter. Then slide on the inlet 90. Roll the 3x2 coupling down and slide it over the venting adapter. Then straighten. Reinstall the gas pressure tube from the inlet 90 to the gas valve. Then reinstall the gas valve wiring. When using the 110 and 155, you'll need to install a second piece of acoustic foam. The 199 does not receive this. First, loosen the band clamp holding the vent intake. Remove the vent intake and install the foam. Make sure it's fully seated and is not damaged when installing. Fully seat your air intake pipe and tighten your band clamp. Turn power back onto the boiler. Turn the gas supply back onto the boiler. Now that the new mechanical components have been installed, we need to go into the control and change the appliance code. First, we need to go into the installer settings by holding the up and down arrow buttons for approximately 3 seconds. Now enter in the access code, which is 054 on all of our units. Press the center circle button. Now go to your CH and DHW settings and go down to your boiler settings. Scroll down to the appliance setting. And here you can see our appliance setting is X421, which is the natural gas code. We need to change this to the LP code, which can be found in the new rating label. For this boiler, the new code is X422. Press the center circle button and use the up and down arrow buttons to change between letters and numbers. Click the center circle button. Now to verify the appliance code, press the up button to confirm and wait for it to load. After this has been done, the boiler will default into a constant mode. If you're using a thermostat demand, hold the up and down arrow buttons again, go into the installer settings, go into your CH and DHW settings, then select your CH settings and go down to your demand type and change it to whatever demand you need. Then you can return to the home screen and the control has been converted to propane. Now that the control has been converted to propane, we can go along with our combustion check. First, set up your combustion analyzer and get it ready. Then, in the controller, hold the up and down arrow buttons to go into the installer settings. Enter the access code, which is 054. Go over to the right to your manual operation. Highlight the fan. It will say released at the top of the bar. Press the center circle button and you'll see a change to level 1%, which is low fire. 100% is high fire. Allow the boiler to fire up. Start your analyzer. First, we want to go through and check our high fire settings. So press the right arrow button until the level percentage gets to 100%. Ensure that your pumps are running so you can remove the heat effectively. Now that we're in high fire and our combustion settings have settled, refer to the installer instructions for the requirements on the CO2, O2, and CO. Here we have 4.3 on our O2, our target is 4.5. We're pretty close, we just want to lean it out a little bit more. So we're going to adjust our throttle screw, which is located down here, the brass flathead screw. And we'll allow a little less gas, we'll go clockwise with it to increase our O2 and decrease our CO2. Once that's stabilized and it's within the parameters, we now can bring it down to low fire and check those settings. All that needs to be done is hit the left arrow button and bring the level percentage to 1%. Now that our combustion's planed out, we can check our settings with our conversion instructions. Here, we're running 4.3 on our O2 and 11 on our CO2. If I look at the instructions, my target is 4.5 on the O2 and 10.8 on the CO2. So from here, I could lean out the gas a little bit, and that will be done underneath this T40 Torx cap, which is our offset adjustment screw. Remove the cap. Take your T40 Torx. This screw in here is very sensitive, so the adjustments you want to make small adjustments and slowly. So to decrease our gas, decrease our CO2, and increase our O2, we're going to go counterclockwise. If we want to increase our CO2 and decrease our O2 to add more gas, we are going to go clockwise. So for this, we're going to turn it slightly counterclockwise to decrease. Now if we recheck our settings, my CO2 is at 10.8 and my O2 is at 4.6, which is within our parameters on the instructions. So from here, I can reinstall my Torx cap. And I can go down to the control, and where I'm highlighted on the fan, if you click the center circle button again, it will change back to released, which means control is released to the boiler, and the conversion is complete. Remove your combustion analyzer and reinstall the test cap.